Hi guys, I'm just trying to make sure that it's set up right. All right. Hey everybody. All right, Brandon McDonald here. I do not have it turned around to where I can see the comments, so I will try to reply to everybody afterwards. I did it this way so that you could see the products face on without them being backwards when you do the selfie version. So I apologize if I can't answer your question right away, but I will get to you. So I am Brandon McDonald. I am part of the Drops of Knowledge kind of line of things, and I am very appreciative to be part of the Unite Wellness Club and that we can offer this to people who are thinking about being part of our teams and our information, and it's good to share across the board with everybody, and that we can continue doing this with everybody. So our weekly classes are really important to me, and I love that you're taking the time to be with me for this one. So thank you. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about CBD. If you have not tried our CBD products, I will start off with saying they are amazing. So I personally love these products for our entire family. And so I'm just going to kind of go over a little bit of what it is, why we use it, and also how to make my gummies. So gummies are a very easy thing to make. You need three things. You need fruit, you need gelatin, and you need a liquid. So I'll show you how I do that in a moment here. So CBD, a lot of people, it's kind of a buzz thing now, right? Because it's become so popular, they've legalized it in many different ways, and everybody's trying to figure out how to make it work, but there's so much knowledge out there. There's so many different ways to use it. And then, of course, there's all of the history of CBD and the potential of being something that is not appropriate for us, right? So everybody wants to know, does CBD get me high? Is that marijuana? Is that pot? Is that the stuff that people are smoking? And why are you saying that I can use that for my kids? It's totally different, but it's also the same. So THC and CBD are two parts of a plant. It's the hemp plant, and depending on how you grow it and depending on how it's cultivated is going to determine what product you have. So the cool part is that Young Living is a great company for quality control, for commitment to the proper way of doing things. There's no pesticides, all of the good things that we know about Young Living. And they have this company, Nature's Ultra, that they have combined how we do things with them to make this ultimate product for us. And they follow all of the same guidelines. And so that is why Young Living has brought together our two companies to create these products for us. So when you are creating something from a hemp plant going for a THC, you're looking to do things that it's very particular in the timing and the effort and all the little things that have to work out for temperature and sunshine and all of those kinds of things to create that THC, marijuana, the psychological effect of that kind of plant. When it comes to the CBD part of it, it's great because the plant can grow and you can just grow it, and in the way that you cultivate it turns it into the CBD. So there's very cool also is that the hemp plant can create an organic soil for you. So after so many different times of planting the CBD, it creates that organic soil. And how it does that is because the CBD plant itself, the hemp plant, will absorb everything that's in the soil around it. That also means that you have to have clean, good soil. So that's the other part about Nature's Ultra, is all of their plants are in an area that they know exactly what's in the soil. They do the same thing that Young Living does. They know what's in the soil, they know what's in the plant, they know what's in the product, and they're continuously testing from point A, B, C, and continuous on. That's our seed to seal, and Nature's Ultra follows that as well. So now you've got this plant who's absorbed all the minerals from the ground, and you have the plant, and now you know that you did not do it the way to create that THC. But you have this plant that has all of these terpenes and essential oils in it and CBD, and there's probably a trace of THC in there. So what they do is they then take all of that and turn it into this mush stuff, and then they cultivate it further with a CO2 method, and creates the purest form of CBD. It is now a powder. Everything else has been removed from it. You may have noticed that I said the word essential oils and terpenes because those are in plants, right? We know that about the essential oils. It is the essential life form of the plant. So we've removed all of that stuff, and it's just this powder now of CBD. We can't just take that powder of CBD. So Young Living and Nature's Ultra went a little bit further. They put in a carrier oil. So in our droppers, we have in here fractionated coconut oil. That was chosen because of how your body absorbs it and how it filters through your body. There is a difference for different fatty oils that we absorb through our body, and so fractionated coconut oil was what they went with for these products here for our droppers. You'll notice there's another dropper over here. Sorry, that's a little bit different. I'll show you why in a minute. So now they have added the CBD powder to the fractionated coconut oil. So to put those terpenes back in there, we use specific Young Living essential oils to create a target, and now have made a targeted smart spectrum CBD oil. Why that matters is because now you're getting your purest form of CBD. So CBD is going to do things for anti-inflammatory, it's going to do things for your appetite, it's going to do things for your mood, it's going to do things for sleep. Why? Because your body has receptors in all of its cells. We're going to go back to a little bit of science in school for you. So when your cells are there, they have a lock and key. Those are plant receptors. That is why your body needs plants, why you need to eat your vegetables, why you need to eat your fruits, because your body wants all of those keys. When you take those in and digest them into your system, and now your cells will work properly because all the keys are in there and doing what it needs to do. So when we have medications and they make them into, or in the labs, they have one little receptor that can attach to that cell to do the job of what that medication is to do. And that is how we get side effects. We don't do that with this because it's a plant receptor and it has a ton of keys and a ton of little locks that can go in there, and they can create a synergist, or pardon me, synergize is a good word to know though. But it creates a targeted system to those cells to do what it needs to do to complete the job and to do what your body wants it to do. Because your body has an innate ability to know whatever you're putting in your body, whether it's good or bad, what to do with it. So now you have this. So we'll go with this one first. This is your citrus, okay? So we have our CBD, and that's going to do all the good things for us. We have a little bit of carrier oil in there so that it goes into our systems appropriately. And now we have the citrus oils. Citrus oils are really good for your mood, for sleep, for appetite. This is targeted to make sure that you're getting all that you need, that the citrus oils are going to do for you. So my little guy, if you don't know me, then you may not know Oliver, but if you know me, you know Oliver. He is my 5-year-old. He has Joubert syndrome. When he was born, we found out that he had a genetic disorder. He also has a lot of brain disorder, muscle, nerve. There's a lot of stuff going on with my little guy. He's healthy and he's doing really good. But with that also came that I needed to do some research. I needed to find out some more natural ways of taking care of things because we were already introduced to Young Living at that time. I knew that this company was something that was going to help us. But I also knew that I needed more. So I started looking into CBD because a lot of people were talking about how CBD was going to be helpful for a lot of the neuromuscular things that are going on with him. It's neurotransmitters, all of the things that were happening with his brain and his muscles and his nerves. Looking into that, there was a lot of companies out there, but they all had some form of THC in them. I was not comfortable giving that to my newborn. So I held off for a while. So then we came across Young Living's Nature's Ultra, and we decided that this was appropriate for us. There's no THC in it. It's pure tested. You can get tested, drug tested, any of that stuff. You can look at the label. You can go onto their website. There's a QR code, all of the things if you want to know. All of their testing from A to Z for that particular bottle that you have, and it will show you the 0 THC. Now for Oliver, what really kind of gave me the best thing for him was when so before we started using CBD for him, when he has central apnea, his brain does not tell his body to breathe. So he will just stop breathing. So at nighttime, he wears oxygen. For a long time, it was on 24/7, but we've gotten him to a good point. So he also sleeps with what's called a pulse ox machine. So you may have seen a lot of those machines out there recently with oxygen levels around the world of what they're talking about. So this machine tells us what his heart rate is and also tells us what his oxygen rate is. When he was sleeping, he would drop down into the 30s. That is dangerous. So then there was really nothing that we could do. No medications help. There's nothing really that you can do. You just hope that he makes it through the night and that he does really well. So at some point, starting off with our CBD products here, we did notice immediately that his oxygen levels did not drop. 4 days in a row, his machine did not go off for us. Okay, so that was huge for us. We didn't know what was going on, but the other part of it was that his muscle spasms, he gets dystonic muscle spasms from his forehead down to his clavicle. that just spasm for 12 hours of constant pain. So there's crying, it's everything. It's a horrible thing to witness. Something that has changed dramatically for Oliver is since we started using our CBD here from Nature's Ultra, the neurotransmitters in his system, excuse me, that's Molly, they have not been giving him his dystonia. I cannot say that this product has cured him. All I can say is that time-wise has lined up, that his central apnea has done amazing. His dystonia, he had it 20 days in a row one time. It was every week that he was having these 3 and 4 times a week. And now for the last 2 years, he has been, well, year and a half, I apologize. He's had it 5 times and it's lasted maybe 9 hours instead of 12 hours. And it's definitely not as severe. So it is something that we have decided has been a contribute because of the oils, because of the CBD. That is why I'm very passionate about sharing this with everybody. There's a whole lot more science to it. But that is our favorite one right here, the Cool Mint. So the Cool Mint is filled with the citrus, or pardon me, the peppermint oils, the wintergreen oils, those kinds of things, spearmint, pardon me. But those oils are made for our bodies to do the things for the neurotransmitters. It also helps with other things. But that was our main reason for starting that. We bumped him up to the 1,000 milligrams so that we give him less of what's in this dropper. As far as that goes, everybody's different. Some people start with a quarter and work their way up. Some people like a full dropper. That is per you. So I can't give any kind of suggestions on what would be appropriate because everybody's different and everybody uses it differently. And everybody reacts differently to it. Some people see results immediately and some people see results in a month. So if it is that you're not seeing those results immediately, I would just suggest that you continue trying and have a little patience with it. So what we do with our citrus for him is this is more for attitude. When he's feeling a little uppity, we give him the citrus, or we roll the calm roller on him. This one I like. A lot of people talk about this one for bedtime. Calms them down, reduces their anxiety of sorts, so that they can relax for bed. Now this one right here is our cinnamon. This one is more of an immune support, appetite, digestion, that kind of thing. This is the one that I like mainly for our gummies because I'm going to use these in addition to when we are using other things like inner defense and our oils for our rollers and that kind of thing, for making sure that our systems are working appropriately when we've possibly been exposed to anything throughout any kind of season that we know might bring down our immune system. So it's just a little something extra. Now, to make your gummies, all right, let me talk about that for a minute here. I wrote it down because I didn't want to say this to you guys. This yielded for us about 100 of our gummies. So you can get these little silicone things anywhere. It made about 100 of these. They're bigger, they're smaller, but my suggestion for that is that you keep them all the same size so that you know the amount that you have in these. So for that, I did 3/4 cup of fruit. You're gonna puree that down. Don't use anything with seeds in it. And then there's certain things like papaya and fig. I'll put the whole list in here when I print this out. So like papaya and figs, those are things, ginger root, you don't want to use those because there's an enzyme in those fruits that will mess with the gelatin and it won't work appropriately. So a simple one for me, I like peaches. Peaches seems to work the best. You can blend that down to nothing. You can use frozen, you can use canned, you can use fresh, whatever you like. But you puree that down, about a 3/4 cup. And then you're going to do a 1/4 cup of the gelatin. So what you do is you put your puree aside, and then you're going to put you're going to get your gelatin. It's unflavored, okay? And you're going to do 3/4 cup of your fluid, okay? So your fluid can be water, can be juice, anything like that. I like to do it with the Ningxia. Like I said, I'm talking about the immune system support for what we decided to do. So I like to put the Ningxia in there. It's just the 3/4 cup. You put that in a saucepan. Don't turn it on yet. Just put your gelatin over top of it and let that bloom, okay? Because that's going to absorb into that and that's going to foam up a little bit. Then you're going to turn it on to a low heat. You're just going to warm that up and it's going to turn into a liquid, okay? And then you're going to put your pureed fruit in there, okay? And you just mix that up. Now at this point, you're going to decide how much CBD that you want. Our bottles here come in 30 milliliters. So about a half a bottle seems about appropriate for that many. And then that, let me give you some numbers. All right, I wrote it down, I apologize. All right, if you are making about 100 and you put about half a bottle in there, you get about three droppers worth. it's about a quarter dropper's worth in a gummy. Okay, so one gummy equals about a quarter's worth if you put in 15 mLs into that amount I gave you. So again, I'll put that in there. I'll do a post on it to give you some calculations to see how you want to do that. It all depends on what you're trying to get out of it and what you need. If you just need a little thing, personally, I think it's super easy to just open this up. Take a quarter, drop it. I'm gonna put it under my tongue. You hold it under your tongue before you swallow it. That is because that's the purest or open pores kind of thing. Capillaries gets into your blood system the best way there. Swallowing it is okay. It is fractionated coconut oil. You're good to go. But topical is what is used for a lot of things as well. So you can use this for your skin. Okay. So again, like the testimonies is amazing that you hear from people. I have a girlfriend on here. She used this for her kid's skin. Like he had something huge going on and he used it for that. But that's really good for the sleep as well. If you put it on your skin, that'll help with sleep. That again, your calm roller helps with. Another topical option is going to be this other dropper here. So this is our Beauty Boost. This was just released with our holiday launch. If you are on Essential Rewards, it is now available for an Essential Rewards product. It also comes with, I think only the holiday did. I don't think it does in the ER. I apologize. If you got it for the holiday launch, it came with a face mask kind of thing. It was pretty. So this one right here, this has sunflower oil and grapeseed oil in it. So again, that's different than these because this is for just for your skin. Okay, this is definitely not an internal oil. But this one has rose oil in it as well. So that's again where we take the natural, that pure form of CBD, we put it with those carrier oils, and then Young Living adds in that oil that's appropriate for what it's targeted for, and that's for your skin. And as we know, rose oil is amazing for your skin, right? So this is a serum that you just put a couple drops on. I put it right on my face, but you have to try not to touch. It's just like everything else. You don't want to drink right from the bottle because you don't want bacteria transfer onto something. So if you put this right on your face, you just kind of drop it on a little bit. You can put it on your fingers, rub it in. Now, if you have oily skin, you still need to moisturize. The reason you have oily skin is because you're not getting enough moisture and your body is trying to overwork itself and it creates that oily part of things, okay? So you still need to moisturize. So a serum is good for you as well. I know a lot of people have asked me about that, but a serum sounds like it's oils and I don't want to put oils on my oily skin. You need to moisturize. If you have dry skin, same thing. So a little thing that I found with this, some people were recommending that you mix it with your lotion. Personally, I like to put it on and then put my lotion on. I use the Art Light and I also use the Bloom lotions, and they both work fabulous with this, okay? The other thing that I came across though was a really cool tip is that it said if you've ever made a face scrub, so this is another way to use that. So normally I would just put like some coconut oil in there and then the oils that I wanted. But this is a really good face scrub I'm hearing from some people now. It's just to mix it up with some sugar, and you rub it on, and then you're good to go. Wipe it off, and you've got some nice scrubbing action going on. Don't be too rough. All right, here's another topical. So our muscle rub right here, this is amazing. The oils that are in here are fabulous for the tension, for the pain, for the fidgetiness. That, like Oliver this morning woke up and he was cramping in his leg. I think he's going through a growth spurt. So we rubbed this on him this morning. It's just something that has been really, really good for all of our muscles, the things you get. So I really like this one for that. For headaches, this is really good for you. Just put it on. And it's not oily in that manner that it's going to stay forever because you're rubbing it in. This is a balm. It's very light. I do not remember the oils in this one. I apologize, but I know like helichrysum's in there and cobaiba and those kind of oils. So the cool thing too, right here, there is a starter pack already made for you that comes from Young Living if you are just getting started. If you're already part of Young Living, then obviously you have access to everything. Anybody technically has access, but just one thing to think about. There is a starter kit that comes with your calm roller, your muscle rub, and your citrus here. And those come in 2 different milligrams, and that's for all of our products. They have a lower milligram and a higher, it's extra strength milligram. And so you can get those with any of them. So those are those. I'm going to show you that in the comments. I'll write it out for you. I wish I could see your questions right now. I apologize. All right, we're down to a couple more minutes. So the other part that I really like about the CBD from Nature's Ultra is that I'm not really worried about the things that are in there. We don't use pesticides. Like I said, we clean, the soil is clean. It's from Colorado. If you want to go and look at any of Young Living's stuff, Nature's Ultra is pretty open as well. They're a very easy company to get a hold of. I've talked to the people that work there, and they do a really good service to us as well as Young Living. So it's just nice to know that you have a company that you trust that has chosen another company that they trust, and it turns out that they work really well together for us as well. So I would definitely recommend to do some research. There are plenty of people out there in the medical world that understand that a natural lifestyle is something that's able to work with a medical lifestyle. All of Oliver's specialists, he has a neurosurgeon, a neurologist, a pulmonary doctor, he has a GI doctor, a kidney doctor. All of those doctors are aware of what he's using. We've brought the products in, and they're very happy with the results that they've seen. They have told us to continue using these products because they have seen the difference in Oliver, and they're very, very happy. They are aware that this is not the only product we're using. We are using our Ningxia big time. We've got them on our vitamins and our supplements and our oils, and we use all the clean stuff around the house. We're big thieves people, which I will say is next week's class. All about thieves. That will be a great class if you need to know some more things about it. It is Thieves is a wonderful, wonderful product for everybody, which is again another starter kit if you're not with our company already. So being said there, this group is for you to invite other people in so that they can see what we're all about. They need to be able to have that in education and know that we're not just a company that's just going to sell you something and then you have to figure it out on your own. It is definitely about the education. It is definitely about the community. And then, of course, there's fun, right? We have giveaways. We have boxes we send in the mail. We have so many different ways of just trying to communicate with people. And so, again, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you just checking out my short, condensed class. I definitely have done a much longer class that includes a lot more science. So I would be very happy to get into that if you would like to. I'm a science-based brain over here. That's why I chose my career, I guess. So it also works with Young Living. So thank you very much. I can hear my kids are definitely ready for a little bit of this calm roller before we do our bedtime stuff. All right, guys, thank you, and I will check you out soon, okay? Sorry, I don't know how to shut it off when it's in the holder.